Hi, in this video I'm going to give an overview of how we will connect up and successfully use our 2 megapixel IP PTZ camera with, in this case, a Hikvision DVR. So the very first thing we did is I came along and I just I powered the actual PTZ and I ran the patch lead that we had directly to a PC, and I just went and logged directly into the PTZ. It has software in there, management software. So what I did is I will say that how we went through it is just through the browser bar, and I noted on the local area network. It's given in the literature, but the default IP address will be 192.168.1.188. Okay, so we go in there, and I think it was settings, systems, and user manager manage. And what I did there is I just changed the default admin password to be the same as the password that the DVR had itself. Okay, and we do that for two reasons. Number one is that if we don't do this, it might look like a pair, but it can't successfully pair. And the second thing is it just makes it much easier if we're using the same password on both the DVR and the this is a hybrid DVR, by the way, so that's why I can handle IP cameras, and the PTZ itself. So that was the first part of the setup. And then what we've done here is just mounted this camera. It'll actually be upside down when we see the images in a few minutes time, but just put this into its base to allow it to tilt and zoom, all the rest of it here. And we have this whole combination of cables that are coming out here, but we'll note we only have two cables connected. What we have is we have both for the picture and for the control element here, we have the actual patch lead here that goes directly into the back of our Hikvision DVR, and it's just going in through the single connection, our RJ45 port on it, a LAN port. And basically then the other thing is we have a special power unit that came with it. I think this is a 24 volt power unit. We actually added in the little connector here we do with all the PTZs, and it just allows you to run directly into the power. So we've both power and data control running directly over to the PTZ. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look at how we'll actually add this camera on, okay, in terms of the setup. So, so it's relatively straightforward what we're going to do here. Just putting a sheet of paper under so the mouse will work a little bit better. And what we'll do is I can do it by adding on PTZ, etc. But this is the best way to do it, or adding on IP cameras. What I will do is here, I'm just going to come along, and the password here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. So that's just the password we created, and it had to be a mixture of letters and numbers. And we just do return, and I go OK. And we go on to the next thing here, and we just go straight into cameras here. And we'll see anyway, we have different things, but we'll go into the IP camera section here, and I can actually see it on the network, although it's not active yet in terms of the camera. So what we can do here is I can just hit the refresh button. What it'll do is it'll go out in the network and see what cameras that are available out there, okay? So we can see this one here, and we can make a decision that we want to add this on. So this is just take another minute, and if we look at the IP address that's after being allocated to it, it's 192.168.1.188. Now we had multiple IP cameras on a particular DVR or something like that. What we'll be doing is we'll be changing the IP addresses allocated to each of the cameras, obviously, on the local area network here. And if we just look at the protocol we're using, you see we're using the ONVIF here, okay? So what we're able to do then is, once we have this, we can come along, and if we look at the status here, we can go for play. And we go directly into live view. So we're already after bringing it up here on the thing. Now what I might do at this stage is I'll just exit out, and we'll show how we would use it on this Hikvision one here. So I'll exit out. So the first thing we'll note is this is a four-way camera, or a DVR from Hikvision, and we're seeing that there's no sign of our IP PTZ. And the reason is that when it says it's a 4-camera, what it really means is that it's set up for 4 cameras that are analog, and what we want to do here is we're going to add this on as an extra IP camera because it's using a different port for the input point on it. And we can just come along here, and we just come and we can focus on it here. And if I want to start manipulating it here, I can get into PTZ control, and what I can do is I can start moving it right and left. So I'll just do it here, and we'll do it there. Yeah, I've overdone it now, and move it back again. So there's no pairing, there's no need to set protocols, all the rest of it here. It's just set up, ready to go, all the rest of it. So we'll be able to get into position to maybe zoom and focus our image, all the rest of it here. But like, it's a 2 megapixel camera. I'm focusing on something that's probably less than a meter away, so it just sort of gives, it's hard to give a full demonstration on it, but obviously like it's got 10 zoom on it and it's a 40 meter IR camera, so it really can do an awful lot in relation to setup there on it. So hopefully people can see how straightforward the setup on that particular one is. Like I've gone into a little bit, maybe too much detail directly in relation to the DVR here, but it's mainly with the Hikvision that we're pushing these type of things because the setup on these things are quite simple. But now there's other ways we're going to cover here in our full range videos in relation to the PTZ, but I think that one there hopefully gives a good overview of the setting up. Is quite simple. All we're doing is we're setting it up, making it easy in terms of the passwords to pair with our DVR, and then we come along, PVR, just pick it up, and all of a sudden we automatically have control on it.